to help out.
Hey guys, welcome to another one of our live session. First up, let me start by apologizing for last week where we actually realized that the audio was absolutely terrible. It's because for some reason the computer didn't want to use that microphone and use the tiny one in the camera, and so that was terrible.
For
anyway,
some reason.
In this live session, for some reason, that being my mistake, I guess. Is that what you're pointing out?
No.
Anyway, welcome to another one of our live session. In this live session, we first up celebrate what today is. So let's celebrate together. Let's smile.
Is it International Smiling Day?
No, it's Happiness Day.
Oh.
This is what
happiness looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then we also talk about traveling in New Zealand. We answer all your questions about traveling in New Zealand because we kind of are the experts of traveling in New Zealand. But Laura, why are we the experts?
Well, this is Robin and I'm Laura, and we're the team behind NZPocketGuide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide. And it literally has thousands and thousands of articles to help you plan your trip to New Zealand. Of course, when you are actually able to come to New Zealand. Obviously, at the time of recording right now, the borders are still closed. So unfortunately, you can't come to New Zealand if you're overseas, but it's never too early to plan the perfect road trip around the country. So NZPocketGuide.com is the perfect place to go and start doing just that. But if you're not really into reading, we also do this handy live Q&A session every single Sunday at 8 a.m. New Zealand time. And if you want to know that time in your time zone, there is a handy link in the description below, which tells you when our next scheduled live sessions are in your chosen time zone. So check that out. Otherwise, on the subscribe and then the bell button, and then you get notifications for when our next live sessions are. So you can always do that too. So what we do during this live session is that we get questions on the live Q&A chat thing on the side, and we answer those questions for you. But if you do miss a live session, you can always put your questions in the comments below of any of our videos, and we'll also go through those as well.
Here you go. So let's get started with the live chat. What is happening this morning? We have El Mustafa that says, hi. Hi, Elmo. How are you doing today? Anthony Comstock, which is from Rodeo, California in the USA, says Morena. If you guys don't know what Morena means, it means good morning in Maori, which is the local indigenous language here in New Zealand. We have Nathan Bates that says kia ora, Robin and Laura.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. That means kind of hello. And he is in Taupo, if I remember correctly. Extreme Talauta, which is in Tokoroa, yes, that's correct. Ooh, so many locations to remember. Which is in Tokoroa, says Morena. We have Clay Bryant, which is in Dunedin, that says morning all. Are you watching with your kids today or not? Because if your kids are watching, this is not live. Adil Mula says Kiara, everyone. Fabio says Morena. And Michael Connell says, good morning, guys. I hope you are well. We are very well. Are you still on the road, Michael, or is it over? Is the dream over now?
Don't say that. The dream's never over.
He was traveling for a good 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, is the dream over? Okay. So what I had some stuff to talk about this week. What do I have to talk about? Oh, yeah. We are on TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok. If you want to find us on TikTok, it's at nzpocketguide.com. TikTok's weird so far. We started TikTok on Friday, so that's literally like 2 days ago. And TikTok's weird. Also, we're not dancing on TikTok, but we're on TikTok. So if you guys want to join us, then you can. It's nothing riveting. It's just another social media. I'll be honest. I'm not giving you a hassle.
How do people find us on TikTok?
I think you just type NZ Pocket Guide on TikTok. I actually don't know.
Okay. Well, if anyone can help Grandad over here use TikTok, just hop on over to TikTok and watch our videos and help us out there.
Yeah, I don't know how TikTok works. Anyway, all right. So what is Clay saying? Clay said, haha, it was a late night playing board game last night, so they are thankfully still asleep. Oh, nice one. What board game are you playing? Tell me it's better than Monopoly. Cool. All right. So while you guys are getting warmed up, we're going to go over a question that we received during the week, and Laura is in charge of picking which one we're doing.
So should I just go ahead and read it?
Oh, wait, I'm just going to answer Fabio's question. He says, hello, when will the border reopen again? Fabio, let's just wait for someone to actually really ask the question, and I'll go through the spiel as usual. I know you're waiting for it. I know. You know what? We should make it a drinking game. You should.
Oh, don't worry. Someone's actually already asked. That didn't take long, did it?
All right.
Do you want to go ahead and do the spiel?
Yeah, cool. Michael Connell says 38 days done and dusted. Now to make modification on the bus for our next trip. Oh, that's fun. Usna Jabin says, hello, good morning. When will New Zealand border will open borders? Usna, the borders of New Zealand are currently closed, and there hasn't been no official announcement on when will the border reopen at any point. But on the channel, we do have a video, and there is a link of this video in the description of this live session, in which we're actually giving you our prediction. During this video with our prediction, we actually explain to you what are the information that we used to make those predictions, and we are helping you understand what the New Zealand border reopening will look like, and also what could be the timeline. It's obviously all speculation. There has been no official announcement, but that can be very useful to you. So there's a link right in the description of this video for you. Now, if you want just a rough idea, we are expecting the New Zealand borders to reopen in November or December 2021 at the earliest. A more reasonable expectation will be the first quarter of 2022. Good job, Fabio. You did you did predict it well. Clay says, my 13 years old, get off that bloody TikTok. Come on, do the dances. No, I'm not going to do the dances, but get you 13 years old to be a follower of us or a subscriber of us on TikTok, and he may want to take you on trips around New Zealand after that. Ben says hi from Yorkshire in the UK.
Ooh, one of my home countrymen. I'm from Yorkshire as well. Yeah. And my brother's called Ben. Weird.
Yeah. This is your brother.
Yeah, it might be my brother.
Robert says, pouvez-vous me dire quand les frontières seront ouvertes? So, but I'm going to say that in English. The border will reopen when they reopen, guys. Just come on, be patient. Clay says, Mousetrap, Game of Life, Connect 4, and Guess Who?
Oh, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games. Clay, you should watch my video where I made my favorite travel board game. You should get yourself a couple of those board games. They're pretty cheap, and they're really cool.
And good.
Yeah, good. Extreme Talauta says, I have posted a video on YouTube about a hangi at our local marae. Oh, cool. Nice. I'm going to check it out. All right. So now we can go through your question.
All right, so we got a question on YouTube from Heshan saying, hello, Laura and Robin. It's Heshan here after a long time. Hope you guys are doing well. By the way, I have a small question to ask. Me and my friend are going on a 3-day trip to Invercargill, 2 nights. Please guide us to plan our trip. We want to go to Stewart Island and Nugget Point as well.
All right, Heshan. So I'm just going to get diving right into it. So before we are giving you our favorite things to do in Invercargill, for you to have the best weekend ever, I just want to address the fact that you want to go to and to the Catlins at the same time that you're going to Invercargill. If you're only doing yourself a weekend, even an extended weekend, which is going to be like 3 days, 2 nights or something like that, it is still a little too short of time. You won't have time to do that much. So you will have to pick one or the other to do on your way. So the easiest one to pick will be to do the Catlins because you're on the same island. You don't have to do the whole faff of getting a ferry and everything. And you could do yourself a little bit of a drive through the Catlins and then loop back to get to finish in Invercargill, where you'll be able to have the time of your life. So now in the Catlins, there are fantastic things to do. Obviously, there is Nugget Point, which is this beautiful lighthouse with those nugget rocks in the horizon. It looks absolutely fantastic, and that's why you mentioned it. There is also Curio Bay, which is absolutely amazing. You may get lucky and see some wonderful wildlife, such as yellow-eyed penguins, but you're also going to see some amazing natural formations such as like fossilized forest and all that. There is McLean Falls. I was saying wrong. There is McLean Falls, which is super picturesque, and it's kind of waterfall that it's multiple tiers, so you can climb around and have pictures of yourself, right in the middle of the waterfall. It looks amazing, and you won't even get wet doing that. That is a plus.
Unless you slip.
Yes. There is also some fantastic sea lion, which are sometimes a bit grumpy at Way Papa Point. if you stay away from them, you will have some amazing viewings of them, either sleeping or kind of biting each other and being grumpy at each other. So the Catlins is a fantastic road trip to go there and to drive through when going to Invercargill. I don't think you will have the time to do both the Catlins and Stewart Island. If you go to Stewart Island, the only option that you're kind of going to have if you're just passing through is to do just a one-day trip over there. So you basically go all the way to Bluff, then you'll be able to board the ferry, and in there you'll be able to explore a little bit of Stewart Island and check out Ulva Island, which is just an island 3 minutes off the shore of Auburn, I guess. Like, it's really, really short. As a 3-minute boat off the shore. Yeah. And in there, you'll be able to see fantastic wildlife, including kiwi birds in the wild. I mean, you may not see them because they are wild animals, so they do what they want, what they damn please, but you may be able to see them. So that basically the only option to kind of explore Stewart Island. If you are interested in exploring further Stewart Island, we recommend a stay of like 2 nights over there. There's really a lot to do there. There's some amazing hikes and everything. And we do have some other videos on the channel and some article on nzpocketguide.com for you to make the most of the Catlins and Stewart Island. So you may want to do a little bit of research to see which one you want to pick. Now, with that out of the way, Laura is going to tell you more about things to do in Invercargill for your awesome trip.
Yeah, so if you do have a day or two to spare in Invercargill, squeezing in between whether you go to the Stewart Island or the Catlins, what you can do in Invercargill is one of the sort of big attractions there is a place called Bill Richardson's Transport World. It's a huge multiple warehouses with hundreds of beautifully restored vintage vehicles. Even if you're not really into cars and stuff, it's actually pretty impressive to just see this huge collection. I think it is dubbed the largest vehicle collection in the Southern Hemisphere. So just seeing the sheer size of it is pretty impressive. So that's one option there. Another option, if you've got a bit of budget behind you, is to go to Dig This. It's basically a place where you can do different challenges while controlling different types of diggers, basically. That's a really unique thing. There's nowhere else in New Zealand that we know of where you can do that. So that's another option in Invercargill. If you want to do something for free, there is the Queen's Park, which is a really lovely park with various different themed gardens, water features, and all sorts of really cool stuff to just check out while you're walking around. Otherwise, there's Sandy Point, which has tons of different short walks just outside of Invercargill, so that's worth checking out as well. And then a couple of things, you can always go and check out, eat some bluff oysters, which is kind of a speciality of the bottom of the South Island, and also try some Southland sushi, otherwise known as I think it's just a cheese roll, otherwise known as a cheese roll. I think it's just a cheese roll. But they're kind of a thing that basically the bottom of the South Island really are into, and it's something worth trying.
We have video of us actually doing pretty much all of that on the channel. Laura, do you like the bluff oysters? Okay, let's get started. Do you like oysters?
Not well, they're okay. I'd have one to try, but I wouldn't like gorge on a meal of them.
The last time we had oysters, it was 8 a.m. in the morning because we were just trying to churn as many tools as possible with our stay. And it's 8 a.m. is too early for oysters.
Definitely save that till the afternoon, I think, for bluff oyster eating. But that's a quick list of things to do in Invercargill, and you can go on nzpocketguide.com. We have lists of free and cheap things to do in Invercargill. We have normal things to do in Invercargill. We have things to do in Invercargill with kids. We have luxury things to do in Invercargill. We have a huge amount of articles on Invercargill. So go and check that out to find out what the hell to do in Invercargill.
And we do have video, as mentioned, of most of those things that we mentioned in Invercargill. And if you did find this video useful, this one right here, make sure to hit the like button. It's a great free way for you to say thank you for all our hard work. And you can also join us in one of our live sessions. This is when this has been recorded. We do that at 8 a.m. on Sunday, New Zealand time, every single week. We just hang out with you guys like that on this couch. We read the live chat and we just answer questions about traveling in New Zealand. And this is where Eshen, which is the person that actually sent this question, actually started interacting with us. Now he's too good for the live chat. And he's just going for
pops in with a question now and then.
All right. So yeah, and subscribe for more tips for traveling in New Zealand. And because YouTube tell me to get you guys to subscribe, because we only have 23,083 subscribers at the moment. But that is not enough, apparently, according to YouTube. We think it's plenty. We think that's a lot of people trusting us, but we think it's plenty. Anyway, let's go back to the live chat. Where are we? Ben is saying, wow, that's a strange coincidence. Where about in Yorkshire? I'm from Bradford, now based in Harrogate, North Yorks. So he's going to tell us he's not your brother. He wants no relation with you. No, it's not me. I like that. Feme Johnston saying, when will New Zealand borders will open? So New Zealand obviously currently has its border closed due to COVID-19, and there has been no official announcement on when will the border open. However, looking at a lot of information that are out there at the moment, we were able to kind of come up with what we think are some decent predictions. So we made a video with our prediction on when will the border of New Zealand open for any type of visa, should it be student, work visa, or any of that. And we put a link in the description of this video. There is a link that says New Zealand border opening predictions, and you click on that and you will be able to watch that video. During this video, we're making sure that we tell you all the facts. So we tell you this is the official information that we're reading, and this is how we analyze it, and then we give you our prediction on when we think the border will reopen. Now, our prediction currently is that the New Zealand borders will not open before November or December 2021 at the earliest, probably in the first quarter of 2022. Now, there is a lot of things going into place. You definitely should watch that video, because there is a ton of information, and I think you'll understand way more the situation here in New Zealand. And obviously, make sure to stay subscribed. As soon as we actually have some more information and we can make some more accurate prediction, we will obviously create a video for you. So I hope that helps you, Feme. That should also answer Usna's question and Paresh's question. Usna says, can you please let us know about Air New Zealand vaccine passport? There's not information about that. There's not enough information about that right now. So we will cover that as soon as there is enough information out there. Right now, there is not enough information. Fabio is going patiently over answering everybody's questions, so that's nice. Nathan says, I hope a lot of people around New Zealand are coming to Taupo next weekend for the Ironman. So yeah, the Ironman has been moved, right, because of the level increase. And we were not planning on going to Taupo during the last Ironman, because there was Ironman. So we actually had a trip to Taupo where we want to climb Tohara and do some pictures and everything like that. And that was supposed to be this coming weekend. So it's going to be chock full of people. So that's going to be quite interesting. Also, my phone just rang and said that Nathan is now following us on TikTok. So thank you, Nathan. You're the best. Here you go for all the TikTokers out there. Airshad Shadwi says, morning all. How are you doing, Airshad? Thank you for joining us another week. That's awesome. Nathan is thanking Fabio. Yes, Fabio is doing a really good job tagging people and sending them to the link. That's good. Clay says, do you guys know where in the Northland there is a waterfall that has good swimming hole and you can go behind it and also jump off? I've seen it on the telly a few years ago, but I can't remember. You can do that on Whangarei Falls, actually.
No, you can't jump off Whangarei Falls.
No, not jump off, but you can climb behind and just, you can climb behind it. No, don't jump off Whangarei Falls. This is not what I said. But you can swim behind it.
I say a better place to go behind a waterfall is Rainbow Falls in Kerry.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, because
same thing, you don't want to jump from that.
That one I've done. So, but I know there's eels at the Whangarei Falls, so I don't know if you want to really jump in with the eels there.
I've done it.
Some of them can bite.
They swim away from you.
Anyway. So, and not to jump off Rainbow Falls, absolutely not, because that's huge. But it's really cool to go behind Rainbow Falls in Kerry. But I can't really think what waterfall you're referring to.
I actually have on the TV of me, behind Whangarei Falls as well. Actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can go behind. Yeah. You can go behind Whangarei Falls.
I wouldn't know which one. Like that's very obviously.
Because there's so many waterfalls as well. And which one can you jump off?
Yeah.
Depends how crazy you are. People jump off a lot of different waterfalls.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't be more specific about that. But if you want to go behind some waterfalls, we can offer you Rainbow Falls and Whangarei Falls.
Yeah. There's not enough information in your question for us to pinpoint which one that is.
We need to see a photo.
Yeah. Michael says, Hayes and Sons is a hardware store on the main street that houses the work fastest Indiana along with other bikes. It's on the main street and free to visit. Here you go for Invercargill.
Yes, I think they might have changed that to, maybe it's a different place, but I thought they changed that to Motorcycle Mecca, and now you do have to pay to go there. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case, but I do know that Motorcycle Mecca is now on the main street and you do have to pay to go to that one.
Anthony Comstock says, on Channel 1, they're talking about raising the price of tourism for people. Is that true? Yes, there is being a lot of talk about increasing prices of anything to do with tourism in New Zealand, taxing more people that are coming into New Zealand. There's already, some entry fees to enter New Zealand already for tourists and visitors, and even people that are just passing by. Using that as a transit airport.
Yeah. Departure fees.
Yeah, departure fees and all that. So they are trying to raise some more money. New Zealand is only a 4.5 million, 5 million people country, and we get 5 million tourists every year, or at least we will by 2024. So they're trying to offset the cost of having to build so many facilities and everything. We don't necessarily agree with all that because tourism is bringing in already a lot of money, and just extra taxing those people may just hamper the fact that we also can get visitors which are a little bit more on the budget and usually contribute more to the economy with their work and their lengthier stay, usually people which are on the budget. So we don't necessarily agree with it. We're not going to go through the politics of it, but there are some talks right now. There just hasn't been any decision yet, so that's why we haven't covered it just yet. But that's a good question. Good on you for staying so informed. Clay is congratulating Fabio for doing the God's work here. Because usually he's throwing things at his TV. I don't know if you know that, Fabio, but Clay throws things at his TV when people ask the same question over and over again. So, but he's keeping Noel Lemmings afloat by himself. Kedar says, sir, big fan of your consistent work, sir. Thank you, sir. It seems like the border will open for students till May starting. Any positive signs, sir? No positive sign right now. We don't have any information on that. The latest student information video that we have is actually on the channel. You can check it out when you click on video, and we actually talk to you about all the information that we know for students, and that's only like a couple of weeks old video, so you may want to check this one out. Nabonil says, you can jump off any waterfall in the world. The landing is a different issue. That is very true. Yeah. I mean, that is very fair point, Nabonil. I mean, if you're to New Zealand, you've got a job at NZ Pocket Guide, you definitely can write for us all your tips about jumping in waterfall and just forgetting all about the landing. I like that. Robert says, Niagara Falls in the Catlins is an easy jump.
Oh, it is, yes.
You will think, but it's actually very slippery. It's just one rock, right? So it's extremely slippery. So you will think, but I think you may break a bone or two there.
Maybe it's more dangerous than you think.
Yeah.
The smallest waterfall in New Zealand.
Photo of a lifetime has a question for you, Laura.
Okay, how is the autumn in New Zealand? Is it raining a lot? Less tourists? Thank you. So in a normal year when the borders are open, autumn is quieter than the summer season in New Zealand. So autumn runs in New Zealand between where are we? January, about between March. Well, let me just list the months. March, April, May is basically the autumn time in New Zealand. March, April, and May. So yeah, it is less busier than it is summer, that's for sure. So that's in a normal year and this year as well. And in terms of raining a lot, it does start to get a bit more rainy, but it's usually not as rainy as in the winter time. So, you probably have like 1 or 2 days. If say you do a week-long trip, there is going to probably be a chance that it rains like 1 or 2 days during that week. So yeah, you do have to be sort of prepared and make sure you bring some rain jackets and stuff for traveling in autumn. But it's usually not too crazy. Yeah, it's not like raining constantly. And I hope that answers your question. Just a quick thing about the rain and tourists in autumn.
Yeah. We got someone else following us on TikTok. You guys are awesome. So you can find us on TikTok at NZ Pocket Guide. If you guys want to start following us, we have Nathan right here in the live chat that followed us. He was the first one this morning to follow us, which was really cool. So yeah, find us on TikTok at nzpocketguide.com. I will shout out your name if my phone rings and says, hey, you got a new follower, and that's the name of that person. Saji says, hi, I'm from Muscat, Oman. Your videos are very informative. Oh, you're very, very nice, Saji. Thank you so much. Oman, I don't think we've ever had anyone from Oman in the live chat. That is really cool. I love how we get traveling the world with you guys with that. That's really awesome. Kiwi Lauren, which is in Saskatchewan all the way in Canada. She says, hi, Robin, Laura, and Whitbix. I'm wondering about money in New Zealand. Better to take out a bunch of cash or use your credit or debit card. I don't want to rack up fees, but I don't want to carry tons of cash either. That's a really good question. We actually have a video coming up about that at some point. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks from now. We have a lot of videos lined up.
We've got a backlog, yeah.
Yeah. But in short, you should come. You should actually get some. You're from Canada. Get yourself some Canadian dollars or some US dollars if you can. That may be a little bit easier. Come to New Zealand with that. Like let's say about $1,000. Then you can exchange that in the city, not at the airport. You exchange that in the city, then you're going to have some New Zealand cash with you. And for the rest, you'll be able to use your credit card or your debit card. The best way to use your credit or debit card is actually to go to an ATM, withdraw some cash, and then pay cash in shop. Because like that, you only pay for the fees once rather than paying every single time and different merchant fees every time. So that's our take on it. Obviously, everybody likes to travel differently. We're not too first having a little extra cash. I mean, I'm not saying having $10,000 but like $1,000 or $2,000, at the beginning of the week is okay. New Zealand doesn't have that much crime, so you should be fine. Baby Burns says, hi guys, happy Monday, everyone. Monday? It is Sunday. But I like that you are looking forward to a happy Monday. He said, do you think everything will be cheaper with many promos to attract visitors when the border open? That's a very good question. Actually, things will get more expensive. So let me talk to you through that train of thought, right? A lot of companies will have been put basically asleep for an extended period of time. So they're going to wait to have a decent amount of tourists to come back. So when the borders will reopen, you're not going to have the full offering of New Zealand. You're only going to have a selected amount of companies. Those are the companies that tried to stay afloat and stayed open for the whole time. So they will have racked up a little bit of extra debt. So as soon as international visitors that are going to come in, they probably will increase their prices. On the other hand, as well, they will have less competition since less company will be open. Some will have permanently closed and some will be just temporarily closed. So you will have less company, more need for cash, less tourists. So then you also need to make more money from each of the tourists coming in. And on top of it, the New Zealand government has, I was talking about that before. As Anthony Comstock was talking about, the New Zealand government is trying to push to get more higher-end tourists coming to New Zealand rather than people which are on a budget. I think they're just going to jump on that bandwagon and actually start charging people more money. So in our opinion, price will go up as soon as the border will reopen. But obviously, it's only speculation. There has been no kind of, no proof right now that will happen, but that's just our gut feeling. Saji says, just to have a question about the scope of international audit profession as a career continuation. What?
This is a travel channel here on NZ Pocket Guide. We specialize in we can answer questions to do with traveling in New Zealand. Unfortunately, we are not expertise in specific career paths and that sort of thing. Although we do answer questions on when the borders will open for students, we don't really, we're not expertise in various careers. That's not what this channel is about, Saji. So unfortunately, we cannot answer your question. You'll have to go to a different source for that.
Rafa Reyes, thank you very much for following us. And Ke Mashilo following us on TikTok as well. That's awesome. Look at you guys.
Cool.
Oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to check your channels, guys. I better see some dancing. I'm still trying to understand what TikTok is. Anyway, you can find us on TikTok at NZ Pocket Guide. All right, where were we? I like there are some really interesting questions. Fabio is talking to Kiwi Lauren. Oh, yeah. Baby Burns says, and how do you see the tourism will go under Ardern in the next few years? Ardern is Jacinda Ardern. She's the current New Zealand Prime Minister. And says, will the policy changed a lot for foreigner maybe to buy property there? I can't really comment on like buying property and everything. Tourism-wise, tourism has always been kind of a cash cow for New Zealand. You know, it actually before the pandemic was the number one economic contributor to the country. So, if anything, they are going to try to make more money out of that to actually be able to repay New Zealand debt and everything like that, and get some more money in there. So, the one thing that I see change that I do not think there is going to be much opposition aside from the tourism industry, but I don't think they're going to listen to. I think there is going to be more fees for travelers coming to New Zealand, even visitors and even people in transit. I think that the fees will increase. That's the one kind of thing that I see happening. We'll see if that does. For everything else, I don't think it's going to be too crazy. I mean, there are going to be some areas of New Zealand which will have better facilities, just because during COVID, the New Zealand has granted a lot of money to some regions that had shovel-ready projects, meaning that project for enhancing, let's say building new toilet facilities near a very popular beach, or building a better eyesight, a better visitor center, at a popular place, just those kind of things that the region were trying to find funding and didn't have, and the government gave them funding in order to create more jobs and just boost the economy, right? So you will have some better facilities in some places, but I think it's just going to cost more to come and travel to New Zealand. So that's the thing that I can see moving, but I'm not sure, obviously. For anything to do with buying property and everything, we have no idea. We're not resident here, and I don't know what were the rules before and what are the rules now. We only bought property here only when we were residents, so none of that was applying to us. Baby Burn say, oops, Amen, happy Sunday. Yeah, you're fine. Clay says, all I remember is that one of the hidden gems, and you had to walk through the bush. I don't know more than that. I thought you may have come across it. There are many waterfalls that fit that description. I think that's why we're struggling to come up with the name, but I'll do a little bit of research. Abby is here, says, hello. Abby,
Hi.
Have you finished all the episodes yet? Where are you at the episode? Baby Burn says, do you guys work full-time as a social media blogger, content creator, or do you still have an 8 to 5 job here? Do you think it can happen only to work as digital nomads there? So nzpocketguy.com, the website itself, has been our full-time job for 6 or 7 years now. So the website itself is actually the largest travel guide to New Zealand. We have million of readers in there. So that has been our full-time job for quite a while. We do the YouTube shtick only now, just 1 hour a week, and that's basically what we're doing. We create a couple of extra videos here and there, but that's basically it. It's our full-time job, and we've been doing that for quite a while. It is very hard to have, like, New Zealand's a little bit behind when it comes to like online world and everything like that. So for people to understand the value of travel guide, which is online, everything it's a bit harder. But we work with a lot of very good international companies and all that, and it works very well for us. Just don't expect the largest support in the world from the New Zealand side of things, just because they're just a little bit behind and they don't necessarily see the value. Like, all they're interested on is the amount of like on Facebook, on this and that, and the website itself is a little harder sell. But it works very well for us so far. We tend to be happier with international partnership rather than local partnership. But Michael says, no, you already said that. We were just talking about E-Haze and Motorcycle Mecca, but he's just confirming that E-Haze is a separate thing where it's a donation entry, and then Motorcycle Mecca is a different thing with an entry fee. So thanks for wrapping that all up, Michael. Saji says, thank you so much, Kia ora. I say, assalamu alaikum. Oman is a beautiful country like New Zealand. Nice. I will do some research. I actually can't really picture what Oman look like. Is it in Oman that you have beautiful troglodyte villages carved right in the cliff of the mountain, or am I thinking about a different country? Nabonil says, what is one movie or book you would recommend for people planning to visit New Zealand that is not The Lord of the Rings? Good question.
I would say watch some documentaries rather than a movie or book. There's a BBC documentary called New Zealand, Earth's Mythical Islands, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool to see some of the naturals, the natural landscapes and the New Zealand. That's a really cool one to look at before coming.
Yeah, that's very good. That's literally what I had in mind as well. But you can watch, our website on YouTube, where we actually do 365 days, 365 activities all around New Zealand. It's kind of a lot of fun. So you may want to check this one out. So like that, you see everything that there is to do in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Baby Burn says, just followed you on TikTok. It's the first account that I followed. Let me have a look. If I have some more people to thank. I have more people to thank? Is that you, Rafa Ray? No, I don't have anyone new yet.
I think that was because he put that comment a while ago.
Okay, well, maybe you were one of the person that I thanked.
Yes.
But yeah, awesome. Okay, that's awesome to have one more follower on TikTok. Again, follow us on TikTok at NZ Pocket Guide. What is Kiwi Lauren saying?
Kiwi Lauren says, I can order New Zealand dollars at my bank in Canada too, which I probably would do before traveling anyway. New Zealand and Canada bills look really similar, actually. Yeah. Oh,
that is true. That is very true. But ordering New Zealand bills from your bank will cost you a huge amount of money compared to actually exchanging your money here in New Zealand. So think about that, and that's why I gave you the tip of like bringing your currency here and exchanging at Auckland Airport. In Auckland City, not in Auckland Airport. Fabio says, I ordered New Zealand dollars in my home country and I paid much less than the exchange rate in New Zealand. Interesting. That's cool. Definitely do that if possible. Well, here you go. Complete opposite advice. So here you go, Kiwi Lauren. You are as lost as you were before.
It's all circumstantial, I guess.
Adil says, I have watched your video on Tonga and I have a couple of questions. Firstly, how accessible is Tonga for wheelchair users? And secondly, does Tonga have outdoor activities for people with mobility impairment to do? I will say very poorly accessible and not much outdoor activities. Already just the roads are like, a dirt and full of potholes and everything. So I don't think that Tonga, sadly, is a good an accessible country for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
So although it does look wonderful, I will say it's a flat no. If you do have disability, there are other countries which are more accessible, and I think Fiji comes to mind, for example. I think you'll be better off. So yeah, sorry about that, Adil, but that's something I should have actually mentioned in the video. Not great if you don't have any mobility. I mean, even if you're in a car, it's already hard. So. Jaya Sorayan Joseph says, hello, how are you doing? He says, when international students can start their course there, is it possible to start my course from July 2021? You may be able to start your course in July 2021 if you do online courses, but if you want to physically be in New Zealand, I think it's not going to happen. I think the borders are still going to remain closed. Usna says, okay guys, thank you, bye, and have a nice day. Thank you, Usna. Thank you for popping in. That's awesome. Michael says, Clay, could you be thinking of Kite Falls in the Waitakere, often shown in local advertising and local shows? That is one, but really it's not really that long of a bushwalk to get there. So maybe that's the one. Clay, can you Google that and look at a picture and tell us if that's the one you were looking for? That's
we will
awesome.
solve this mystery by the end of this live session.
Yes. Nabonil says, with the amount of information you've collected, you should change the name from Pocket Guide to Encyclopedia Set. That is funny. But the phone fits in your pocket. That's the whole point. You can check it on your phone and it fits in your pocket.
It is a pocket guide.
When was the last an encyclopedia? PS3 Gaming Scotland is back. And he says, if you weren't living in New Zealand, where would you both live?
Well, you would live somewhere in the South Pacific, and I'd go live somewhere else. No, joking.
Where would you go live?
I would just say we'd live in different places.
Yeah, for sure. We ship Laura to Antarctica.
Yeah.
There is a colony of emperor penguins, which is looking to get a little warmer, and Laura is really warm at night. So
you could go and live in Russia with the walruses.
No, thank you. I'm going to the islands. So if I was to choose a country right now from the top of my head, I think I would pick Tonga. I did really like Tonga. We just talked about it. I think Tonga is a fantastic country. So I'd go there. Also because conservation effort, and that's something that we really like. I have a dream of one day doing some coral planting and everything like that. Just every morning going to plant some corals and make sure that the planet is safe. So Tonga would be a great place to do that. So if I had to come up with one, I would go for Tonga.
And I would come up with Niue, which isn't far from Tonga. So I could go visit Robin.
We can swim.
That would be my answer for today. But I think if you ask me on any other day, it would probably keep changing.
Yeah, I'll probably pick Niue tomorrow, for instance. You know. Baby Burns says, NZ Pocket Guide, Nabonil, there is some movies on Netflix that take scene in New Zealand. It's called Falling in Love. Probably can add it to the list. Oh, interesting. No, I haven't watched that, but yeah, I'll add it to the list. Fabio says, Robin and Laura, would be really nice to stay and have a chat, but I am a little busy with COVID vaccine management. We watch the stream later. Just one question. You're doing COVID vaccine management. That's awesome. If I want to send you a vacation plan, would YouTube, Facebook, or somewhere else be better? Yeah, just send it on YouTube. And, you know, we have a full playlist of like when we do travel itineraries. So if you send it to us on YouTube right now, we can just read it live and give our opinion on different places and all that. And yeah, just send us as much information as you do have in the comment section of any other video. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Robin will pick it up and we'll make a plan for... We can make a plan for the next live session to go through it.
Nathan says, if there is one place in the Southland, where do you recommend? Kaikoura.
One place?
I recommend Kaikoura. There is the whale watching, there is seal swimming Kaikoura, which is one of my favorite activities to do in New Zealand. The backdrop of the mountain, the amazing wildlife. There's an awesome seal colony there. You're not too far from like, you know, other places to visit. I think Kaikoura is a fantastic place. If I have to pick one, I'm picking Kaikoura. Did I say Kaikoura before? I think you should go to Kaikoura. Kaikoura is an awesome place in the South Island. But there is many places. I'm going to keep on talking about Kaikoura, so you don't get to pick.
I'm going to pick Tianau. You can go. You can go to Milford Sound. You might have heard of it. You can go to Doubtful Sound, which is really cool and less visited than Milford Sound. You can go check out some Lord of the Rings locations at the Mavora Lakes. You can go to the Tianau glowworm caves. You can even see glowworm caves. In the South Island. They're kind of cool and they're very similar to the Waitamo glowworm caves, so that's a really cool place to go as well. And then you've got like loads of different multi-day hiking trails and short hiking trails around you. You've got the Kepler track, which is a great walk. You've got the Milford track and you've got the Rootburn track. So all amazing scenery all around you, glorious hiking. That's why I would pick Tianau.
Right. I mean, I will think about like 10 places in the South Island. I will visit. I mean, it's really awesome. Nabonin is thanking Baby Buns, saying that it's been forever. No, okay, what did you say? So yeah, it just jumped. So he says, Baby Buns, thanks for the suggestion, and he says he will check it out. Kiwi Lauren said, it has been forever since I've done an escape room, but I love them. If we end up meeting up together when I get to New Zealand, I'll take you two for a meal and an escape room or some other fun attraction.
Oh, cool.
I do. So Laura is not as much of a fan as I am, but I'm really into escape room. I think it's really fun. I have to be honest, it sometimes gets a little repetitive. So I've done only about 3 of them, and sometimes just a little repetitive. So it'll have to be a really unique theme, I have to say. But
yes.
But yeah, we can revise. There is some cool one in Rotorua, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We would like that.
Some in Napier. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Clay.
I don't know why people want to lock themselves in rooms with us, though. I think
yeah.
I think it's because you only see us about an hour behind the screen a week. You know, it's different being locked in a room for an hour together. Is it? No, it's 30. Clay says...
I think it's an hour. You have to usually escape within an hour from an escape room.
I do 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay. I usually go overtime.
Clay says, actually, Michael, Kite Waterfall rings a bell. I look it up after this. Now that I think about it, it may not have been able to jump off as there was one accident with a teen from memory. Yes, there was an accident with a teen from Kite Falls. So that may be the one you're talking about. The mystery may have been solved. Ooh. We may be able to open the next door to the room and escape. Wow. I'm losing my bongos. Nabonil says, if you had a gun to your head, would you get a Maori tattoo on your face or on your butt?
On my butt. That was an easy one.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'd go for butt as well. I know that tender skin over there deserves a bit of a spanking. So there you go. I'd go for my butt. That's a funny question. Shave it. Nathan says, thank you for the options for location in the South Island. You're very welcome, Nathan. Are you planning a trip to the South Island? And if so, when and with whom? Or whom with?
With whom?
With whom? I was correct. Look at that. Foreign boys start speaking the English correct. PS3 Gaming Scotland says, what is your favorite New Zealand fact that you've learned while traveling? There is no place in New Zealand that is further away than 2.5 hour drive from the coast. I've learned that while traveling, and there is always a way to drive a maximum of 2.5 hours and get to the coast. I think that's pretty cool. I think that is a pretty awesome fact.
Yeah, so I like
that's
that.
The one.
My mind is bubbling with facts right now. I need to pick one. If you've seen any of our New Zealand's Biggest Gap Year videos, we literally give facts on everything we're seeing, because we learn a lot when we're visiting all the different attractions around New Zealand, and we usually fill our videos with facts. But now that you've put me on the spot, I can't think of a fact. Can you think of another fact for me?
The fear in the eyes.
Can you think of a fact for me? And I can go
what about the shape of Mount Taranaki National Park?
Oh yeah, well, from space you can see.
Just this casual trip you're doing to space.
Yeah, next time you aerial view of the Egmont National Park, where Mount Taranaki is situated, you'll see that it's actually a perfect circle around the national park boundaries.
And this was formed because the national park was giving us a range from the summit of Mount Egmont, and so when they established it, it says like from the summit, I don't know how many, but that was maybe like 3 kilometers from the summit has to be a national park, and so farmlands and land development happen exactly all around. That made a perfect circle. Yeah. So if you Google Mount Egmont from space or Taranaki from space, if you just Google Taranaki from space, you'll see the pictures there.
Thank you for that fact, Robin.
Cool. But that was a really cool question, PS3 Gaming Scotland. If you come up next week and ask the same questions, you may get different facts. So be aware. Because, it's hard to have a favorite fact. It's just kind of like, what is that good? It's something that's kind of is funny to remember. Kiwi Lauren says, okay, maybe not an escape room. I'm down for whatever. Well, I just said yes to the escape room. Why are you listening to Laura? Don't listen to her.
I didn't say anything bad about the escape room. Robin was just saying I don't like them as much, but I do like them. I don't like them as much as actually playing one of those escape room board games that you can get. I usually like playing that because I don't know, it's more cost effective, and I like a good deal.
Oh my God, Laura is a cheapo.
Yes, I'm from the UK. This is what we're like.
Okay, Michael says, Dunedin, so much to do and see, great history, lots of various sites to visit with the peninsula. That's for you, Nathan, some spots in the Southland.
Yes.
Hessian says, good morning, Laura and Robin. Hessian, we answered your question. You did give us a question about your trip to Invercargill. We did it at the beginning of the video, so you're going to have to rewind.
Yeah.
You have to rewind. I think it starts about like maybe 6 minutes into the video or something like that. So yeah, rewind. You came up too late, and so we already done it. We didn't wait for you, you know what I mean? Like we wanted to get it done.
we didn't want to hang around.
Exactly. So yeah. So good morning, Hessian. And now that we hustled you, get back in time.
Yeah.
Clay says, my mission for my day off tomorrow, it's the Otago anniversary. Ooh. So he's living in Dunedin, which is in Otago. And Otago is a region in New Zealand. And every region in New Zealand has anniversary, which gives day off to people in that region. And they all have anniversaries in different days, which is a nightmare to try to know when is what.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Clay is going to have a day off. He said he wants to dig into the web and find out this waterfall for sure. I will report back next week. And he says the radio station in the early 90s used to give away mystery weekends with Air New Zealand, and the falls was one of the locations.
Oh,
wow, you did diving deep into the 90s radio shows. That is a hole you're not going to get out of if you start diving into that.
I can't wait to see what the answer is.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell us next week, assuming that you succeed your mission.
So Kiwi Lauren is giving an alternative to the escape room. She says, what about a beautiful spring day walk? Nice to see you guys. No, absolutely not. I completely confused what the context was. She says she's going for a spring day walk right now. She says, nice to see you guys. And she says, enjoy your day. So that's nice. Bye-bye, Kiwi Lauren. Walk. Enjoy. Nathan says, I'm thinking about traveling around New Zealand by myself, so could do something like your 360 days biggest gap year. Yep, if you do have the budget, that's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Will you start in Taupo where you are, or will you get yourself like maybe on north, maybe in Pahia, and you start all the way down? How will you manage this one? When we did it, we started in Auckland because at the time we were based in Auckland, and so we just started there.
Well, I think wherever you're based, if you're already in New Zealand, you start from there.
Oh, no, you can go and decide, okay, day one is this one, and I start doing my activities, you know?
Okay.
I think you can. I mean, you can do commute as one of them.
I think Taupo's a pretty good place because from there you can sort of do a loop of the North Island from Taupo, and then
that's true.
Yeah, the North Island has quite a lot to discover between, and like the West Coast is often missed out by people, which is the Taranaki region, and then you've got the East Coast with Gisborne, and that's often missed out. You could really, experience quite a few different places.
There's a lot to explore. Again, you guys can follow us on TikTok. We've been on TikTok since Friday, so you can find us on TikTok at NZ Pocket Guide. So yeah, I will shout your name if you guys follow us. But so far, I give you a shout out. But so far, nobody else. Oh,
nah, people don't go on TikTok.
No,
we're
YouTubers
here.
Yeah. PS3 Gaming Scotland says, "What is your favorite New Zealand snack or drink you would recommend trying?"
Favorite? I would say a drink. I would say I recommend L&P. It was the first thing that was recommended to me when I first arrived in New Zealand, and I thought it was pretty cool that New Zealand has its own soda, which is like as widespread as you can find like Coca-Cola. Yeah. It's always
everywhere
available.
In New Zealand you can find Coca-Cola, you can find L&P.
Yeah, so that's definitely worth trying at least once, and just because it's different and it's cool.
I think I will go very simple, and I will pick Whittaker's chocolate. I think a lot of people will actually jump on the guns right now and say that they're really awesome chocolates.
Yes.
So yeah, a chocolate bar you can find next to your classic Cadbury and Lindt in the supermarket, and they're really, really delicious. There is a range of different flavors. I'm more into darker type chocolate, and like Laura, which likes milk and stuff like that.
Are you putting out your orders for people? Just so you know, guys, I prefer darker chocolate.
I'm just giving
if you want to send any, just so you know, dark chocolate's my thing.
Yeah, just send all your chocolate to the YouTube headquarters and tell them to forward it to NZ Pocket Guide. Nonsense. No, anyway, so I'm more into dark chocolate, so I do really like their dark chocolate. I think it's some of the best chocolate I've tried, because usually I go for like Lindt and everything like that, but they're not the Whittakers are actually better. Yeah. So I'll go simpler, but we do actually have some videos on this channel with some of the best food experiences in New Zealand. So you can check that out. Also our favorite foods in New Zealand, you can check those one out as well. So yeah, you should check out those videos and see like a wider range of those. But yeah, chocolate and soda. So here you go, Sweet Tooth Central right here.
Yeah.
To be fair, when was the last time you actually drank an L&P?
When we went to Rotorua last time.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Whenever we go somewhere where there is... I rarely drink soda anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
When I do drink soda, in New Zealand, I drink L&P just because it's different from... When I was younger, I used to drink Sprite or Coca-Cola, and now I'm here, I might as well lap up that L&P.
Nice. Lap up that L&P.
Like a dog.
Wow. Laura is a new spokesperson for LNP, as you can see. Lap that up like a dog. Woof, woof, LNP. Anyway, Ishan says he will rewind. So, yeah, you're very welcome. He's
probably gone. And
he's bye-bye, Ishan. Clay says, my mum listened to the Classic Hits radio station religiously, just trying to win the mystery weekend. She never won, of course.
Isn't that always the case?
Actually, the Classic Hits radio, Classic Hits radio is still there. It's just a classic orchestral kind of channel. It's not online anymore, is it? Anyway, Yash says, the video quality is a little bit low. Sorry about that. Well, it's probably YouTube's fault. It looks really good on my side.
Yeah.
So
let us know if you are experiencing any technical difficulties, if you can't hear us or see us or anything. Usually people are pretty good at telling us. So if anyone else has any issues, please put it in the comments and we will do our best to try and sort it out.
Prashawa Bat says, any update regarding international student intake?
So there has been no new updates. Currently, the borders are still closed. That means that the borders are still closed to international students.
DG Gambit, just follow us on TikTok.
Oh,
that is Clay. That is Clay. That's a Clay name.
Yeah. So the borders are still closed. There are no new updates, but you can check out some links in the description of this video where we have links to the Ministry of Education website, the Ministry of the Immigration New Zealand website. That's where you're going to find any new information when that information becomes available. You can also check out a link in the description to our video on when we predict the borders will open, but they're just predictions. They're not official announcements or anything like that. So check out those links for more information on the borders opening.
Yep. So thank you to DG Gambit for following us on TikTok. Whoop whoop. Yash Jaiswar says, which beaches in New Zealand has most probability of finding whales near or on the shore? So whales don't tend to come really close to the shores in New Zealand, just because New Zealand, we don't have like big drops off, right? So whereas they do need like water to be reasonably deep and everything. So off the shore of Kaikoura, you get some fantastic whale watching opportunities. However, you won't really see them from the shore. I don't really know of any places you can actually spot them from the shore, do you?
No.
One of the best places to actually spot whales from the shore is to actually fly yourself to the island of Niue. It's a different country, I know, but you actually can only enter the island of Niue, the country of Niue, through New Zealand. So you need to go to Auckland Airport, hop onto a plane, fly to the small island of Niue, and it's a fantastic holiday. You're going to love it. But the island of Niue, and there is a video about the island of Niue because there's a guy here called Clay Bryant, which wants me to give him all the information in the world on video. So I'm doing that for him. But yeah, so I'm doing a complete guide to Niue, and it's coming up maybe next week or the week after. And so the island of Niue is basically just a big rock, right? So the waters are really deep on both sides. You don't really have any beach that kind of slope into a depth of the ocean. And so from the shore of Niue, you can very often see whales, and there's really fantastic viewing points around Niue. So that's one of the places where you can see whales from the shore, but it's not in New Zealand. I'm sorry, yeah. I cannot.
I know that people have seen whales, and unfortunately whales, because of the way farewell spit is, which is the largest sand spit in New Zealand, unfortunately some whales actually get what's the word when they get stuck on the beach?
Stranded.
Well, stranded on the beach. I think there's another word for that. But yeah, basically whales get
stranding.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No.
I think there's another word, but it doesn't matter. Moving on.
If you guys know that word, say it. Stranded.
Beached whale, yeah. So they get beached. That's the word.
Beached, yeah, beached.
Anyway, so yeah, in farewell spit, unfortunately, some whales do get beached there because they are in the area, and they get caught on farewell spit. So that's not really a thing that you'd want to go see or anything, but people are helping them off the beach often when they do get stranded. So that area does have whales, but I wouldn't go just to go and try and see the whales because it is rare. Yeah.
Clay says he's going to force his daughter when she wakes up from her teen sleep to follow us on TikTok. So she says probably going to be around lunchtime. That's funny. Okay. Irshad is talking about his favorite New Zealand food, and he says his favorite New Zealand food is the pineapple lump. So here you go, pineapple lump for you, PS3 Gaming Scotland. And I personally don't think it's a good snack. I just don't like it. I think it's just...
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah. I like something a bit more elaborate, I'm guessing. Paswa Bat says, thank you so much, guys. You're very welcome, mate. Thank you for the little emoji over there. I always like when you guys put some emojis. And speaking of emoji, I see Michael Mariano that says aloha with a bunch of emojis. Says, enjoying breakfast with you guys. And my kid Rocco and Mia is saying hi. Hey, Rocco and Mia, how are you guys doing? How is life treating you in Hawaii, guys? I want to know more about Hawaii. I don't know. I have a fascination for Hawaii. You guys are really lucky to be in Hawaii. Also, what are you guys having for breakfast? I'm picturing like a tropical breakfast. Are you having like sliced papaya, just that you just got from your garden and everything? Like I'm just dreaming to be with you guys around the breakfast table now. It's awesome. Okay, Clay Bryan is saying that DG Gambit is his DG name. Interesting. And Michael says that the video has been buffering and pixelating on and off this morning. I'm very sorry about that. It's the internet. By the way, Rocco and Mia, if you guys are on TikTok, follow us. It's NZ Pocket Guide on TikTok, and it's going to be talking about traveling in New Zealand a lot in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Clay says looking forward to the video on New Year. Yep, it's coming. I don't know if it's gonna be this week or next week, but I've finished like doing the voiceover and everything. I just need to kind of do the images and put them in. It shouldn't be